Hi everyone, it's Chrissie and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So this build is one that I have kind of been sitting on for what feels like forever because I've actually started this build way back in August of last year and I did most of it apart from the bedrooms. And then around like the end of May of this year, I decided to go back in, like finally finish it. But now I've been sitting on it for like a month already. And I just got around to editing it and getting it all ready to upload because like I said, it's quite big. It's quite big, and if you guys know me, you know that when it comes to big builds, I love doing them. I love working on them. But usually around like the halfway mark, I will either get bored or I'll get distracted by another build idea and I'll just kind of like lose interest. So a lot of the times my bigger builds either take me like this one months to get out or they just end up getting scrapped along the way. But I'm really happy to finally get this build out because it is for my save file. It's one of the first couple of builds for my for San Sequoia in my save. And this is actually going to be a retirement home. So when the Growing Together pack first came out, a lot of people were talking about, you know, now that elders and, you know, have a little bit more gameplay to them and they kind of like, you know, it's nice having multiple generations of a family living in like the same world, and you know, grandparents and family members can actually come to visit you and stay over, stuff like that. A lot of people were talking about how cool it would be to have a retirement home in the game, and I personally love that idea. So I decided, like I said, to start working on this build way back in August of last year. And I really like the way it turned out. I was considering scrapping it and like starting again. But then I went in, like I said, at the end of May of this year and I had another look at it and I really liked the way it was looking and coming together. So I decided to just stick with it and finish it off. So this build actually has 7 bedrooms. There is another room that is going to be furnished as kind of like a library office space. Not really, but kind of. And that could be another bedroom if you wanted it to be. But there's actually currently 7 bedrooms. One of them is a little bit more just generically furnished. I did have to cut that out of the footage. But that one is just a little bit more generically furnished because I didn't have a sim in mind to live there or anything like that. But the other 6 bedrooms are all furnished according to the sim that I will have living there in my save. So as you guys can see at the front of the lot, we do have 6 sims just hanging out because this is technically going to be their house. Now when not growing together, when For Rent came out last year, that was around the time when I was thinking about, you know, maybe scrapping this build and doing something different and doing it with like the apartment feature, like the rental feature, and trying to do it that way. But at the end of the day, I just decided that there's only 6 sims and I didn't want to create I wanted basically to have it be like a retirement home where all of the like communal spaces like the kitchen and the living room and activities, stuff like that, they're all accessible by everyone that lives there. And I didn't want to make like one room rentals. I didn't want to like rebuild the whole thing or rework the whole thing to include that system with it, if that makes sense. Now you could very easily do it with this build. You could download the build and then go into build mode and change it to a residential rental and then set each room and their bathroom as a separate rental and have all of the other space as just communal space. You could very easily do that. I just decided that I didn't want to do that because I didn't want to split up all of the sims into their own households, if that makes sense, just to avoid cluttering it up too much and having like a bunch of single sim households just on this lot for no reason. I just decided to avoid that unnecessary kind of like complication. Because yeah, they are just single sims, like they each have their own room. They, you know, none of them are married or in relationships with each other or anything like that. They're all just single elder sims and they do have family. So that is another one of the big reasons why I wanted to have a retirement home in my save file, is because a lot of the families that I have already for my save, I want them to have multiple generations living in my save file. So instead of having, you know, their grandparents or their parents or whatever living on the lot with them, I decided that, you know, there are a couple of them that I want to just plop into one household and have them be in like a little retirement home, which I really like. But yeah, there are 6 Sims on this lot, as I said, and like I said, they all have ties to different households. So what started this idea is the idea of the Michelson family that came with the Growing Together pack. They actually, the mom, I cannot remember her name for the life of me. It might be like Celeste or something. I can't remember their names. They're like EA Sims, so I don't tend to pay attention too much. But basically the mom, her dad, actually was in the trailer with them. And when, you know, the pack came out, I don't think he was, I think he might have been living with them, or he was on the gallery or something, or just in the world bin or something like that. But in any case, when, you know, the pack came out, I got my hands on it. I wanted him to actually live somewhere, and I didn't want to put him in their household, because I wanted to go with the idea of the trailer of, you know, him coming to visit and, you know, stay over with them and not necessarily live with them. So I took him, his name is Sebastian Michelson, I took him, so he's one of the Sims that lives here. Then we have Constance Seymour, who's actually the mom of, I believe, yeah, who's actually basically the grandmother of the Seymour family that lives in Brindleton Bay. I actually have already done their house as well by the time I'm recording this. The video has not gone out, but it's an absolutely gigantic 64 by 64 lot mansion. It's ginormous, and I have actually finished it. But yeah, so their grandmother, she lives here. She's actually like a retired nurse. And then we have Ilse Hecking. So I can't believe if it's Brent or Brandt's mother. For the life of me, it might be Brent or Brandt. I don't know. I always get those two mixed up, like who's who. But one of their mothers, she lives here. I believe I actually have my spreadsheet with all of my information for my Sims open. So she's actually like, I have her as self-employed. So she's like a Plopsy seller basically. She like knits and, you know, does all of that kind of stuff. I can't remember if, yeah, she's also very into painting. So the reason I'm mentioning all of this now is because when we get to the bedrooms, because I did this so long ago, and the bedrooms were one of the last things that I did. So, you know, I did them back in May. But even though it's just like a month or so away, like since I've done them, I already cannot remember whose bedroom is supposed to be whose, because there's 6 of them, and I tried to make them all as different as possible. And I've also built a lot since I did this build, so my whole thought process about, you know, whose bedroom is whose, I cannot remember that. You know, we'll just have to go with it. And you guys can obviously, you know, have any Sims staying in any bedroom. I kind of just personalize their bedrooms according to like what I have on my spreadsheet as their like skills and hobbies and, you know, their careers and all of that stuff. But yeah, so Ilse is more into like painting. She's very artsy, crafty. She does, you know, still work from home basically. She's self-employed. She works as kind of like a freelance artist almost, but she just like does painting, she does knitting, all of that stuff, and she sells everything on Plopsy. Then we have Ricardo Romeo, who's Sergio Romeo's dad from Windenburg. So we have him, and he's actually very similar to his son. He's a non-committal, romantic, and outgoing Sim. Because, I don't know, I like the idea of his surname being Romeo, and, you know, him basically being the older version of his son. So I really like that. And he's in the social media career. He's in the public relations branch of that career. So he's not like an influencer or anything. He works more in like, you know, public relations part. So technically he's an account executive in that career. And then we have Vihan Aurora, who's, I cannot remember whose parent he is? Oh, he's Jesminder Bida from San Sequoia. He's actually her dad. So yeah, we have Vihan, who's a gardener. He's really into gardening. He still works. Some of these Sims, like, you know, some of them, like Ilse, obviously works from home. We have, not Celeste, is her name? No, Constance, who's a retired nurse, so she doesn't work anymore. And, you know, some of them do work, some of them don't. In my head, the ones that do still work, they would probably be on the younger side of being elders. So they're elders, but they're not like, you know, a couple of days away from croaking and keeling over, if that makes sense. So they do still work. They haven't retired yet. But Vihan is actually a gardener. He works as a botanist. And then lastly, we have, what's her name? Serena Voss, who is the mom of Maya, I believe. Yeah, Maya is her adopted daughter. So Maya lives in Copperdale. I have already done their house and all of that stuff. I will leave a link to it on the screen if I remember to. But that was actually one of the first builds that I did when High School Years came out. And I believe that was the build that actually got featured at one point on the Sims' like YouTube channel. Like they put pictures of my house and my Sims on their community page and like their Instagram and stuff like that, which was really, really cool. But yeah, so that house, I will leave the speed build for that on the screen for you guys. I can't remember if I did a like create a sim video for that family or not, but I know for a fact that I did a speed build for their house and talked a little bit more about them. But I keep wanting to say Aurora. I keep getting their names mixed up, but Serena is like, she's a bookworm, she's perfectionistic, she's neat, she's also a workaholic, so she does still work. She works as an author, she's a novelist. You know, in the game, like without mods, the author career is just a rabbit hole career. So, you know, your Sims will go to work every day and all of that stuff. But in my head, you know, because she's a novelist, she would probably work from home a lot. Because, you know, when you're a novelist, you don't really go into an office to work. Like, you kind of just write wherever you are and, you know, you basically work from home. So, yeah, in the game, obviously, it doesn't work like that. But I know that there is a writer career overhaul by A Deep Indigo that I absolutely freaking adore and that I use every single time I do any sort of gameplay. So I will, if I can remember, I will try and remember to link that mod in the description for you guys. But it's amazing. It basically makes it so that the writer career is a hybrid career, so that, you know, your Sims can either go into work or they can work from home, which is great. It's such a useful thing to have. They have a lot of really great mods, A Deep Indigo, a lot of like career overhauls and standalone mods, and just I love their mods basically. So yeah, I'll try and remember to leave that mod linked below if you guys want to go ahead and check it out, if you play with mods or anything like that. But yeah, we've actually moved on to furnishing the interior, and I've babbled through like the first half of this video. You guys will have just seen me started working on the kind of like reception area, and I did cut most of that out because it took me forever and this video was going to be obscenely long if I kept it in. Like I already said, I did cut out the 7th bedroom because, you know, there's 6 Sims, they all have their own rooms, they all have their own ensuite as well. But the 7th bedroom has its own ensuite, but it's just a little bit more generic. So in case your Sims have like a grandparent or something like that and you want them to move into this space, you could very easily do that. So yeah, if that's something that you wanted to do, you're obviously free to do that. Or if you want to play with all of these Sims, like play with this household as a whole, I will obviously also upload them to the gallery, and then, you know, you can turn that 7th bedroom into another like activities room if that's something that you would like to do. But we've actually started working on, I believe this was the Michelson dad, Sebastian. I believe this was supposed to be his bedroom. So yeah, we have his bedroom over there. It's a little like yellow bedroom. I did try to color code almost all of the bedrooms just to make them a little bit more different from each other and a little bit more personalized and easy to recognize, if that makes sense. But right next to his bedroom, we have that little office space that I talked about. So in that space, we're going to have a computer. We have a couple of bookcases. I also include a chess table and a little sofa. Just, you know, a nice quiet space for them. If they don't want to like work in their rooms or like be in their rooms, they can come here, use the computer, read a book, all of that stuff. They all have desks in all of their bedrooms as well. They all have their own computers. But this is just basically another extra little computer space. And I can't really recognize if that's a computer or if it's one of the research machines. I always get those mixed up, especially from afar, because they look very similar. I can't remember if I put the like unlockable writer career computer in there that looks really, really old, or if I put a research machine in there. But yeah, there's some sort of computer in there in any case. And then we've already done the living room. It's just a big open plan living room, dining room. We've already done the kitchen as well, which I love the way that kitchen turned out. And then behind the kitchen, we're currently working on kind of like almost like a party room, if that makes sense. I don't end up including that bar in this room. I end up moving that to the outside patio. But we do have a games table in there, we have a record player, we have a dartboard. I also end up putting in, I believe, a piano. I think I replaced the bar with a piano, if I'm remembering right. So yeah, we have a lot of like skill building items on this lot. And then we have, obviously we have the patio at the back, we have a pool as well. I believe that's Ricardo by the pool at the moment. So yeah, we have a pool with some lounge chairs, and you know, I used the new, not Desert Lux, but the new poolside, is it the poolside splash kit? It's one of the new kits that we recently got, because when I came in to do this furnishing was, you know, after May, so we had already gotten the, I think it's the poolside splash kit. I could be completely wrong. Or is it? No, it's the Riviera Retreat Kit. Where am I getting Poolside Splash from? I don't know. Poolside Splash, it's a CC. It's CC. Yeah, no, that's where I'm getting it. I've been doing some CC builds recently, and that is one of the kits, like the CC kits that I've been using. In any case, the proper kit is the Riviera Retreat Kit. I used that by the pool to have those waterfall rocks and, you know, the lounge chairs and the umbrella table, all of that stuff. And now we're working on what I believe is Constance's bedroom. So yeah, she's one of those, like, I don't want to say stuffy old ladies, but she is a little bit more on the finicky side. Like, everything has to be a specific way. She, like, her husband, in my head, used to be very, very rich, and you know, he used to be a doctor or a surgeon or something. She used to be a nurse, and that's kind of probably how they met, you know, at the hospital. And she's one of those Sims that, you know, she would have worked, and then when she had her kids, she retired and, you know, like, stayed home with the kids. And like, you know, her husband worked, and now that he's gone, she's in this retirement home, and you know, she likes it here. I do think that she would like it here. She would like, you know, the people that live here, all of that stuff, but her bedroom is a little bit more fancy. Now we're working on what I believe is, who's the writer? See, I have so many Sims that I always get them mixed up. But Serena, I think this is Serena's room, if I'm remembering right. I could be wrong. But I think that is why I gave her the laptop, is because I thought that she would be the writer, and she would, you know, like moving around with her laptop and like working in different places, stuff like that. I think this is her room. I could be wrong, but I think it's her room. So yeah, I'm getting all of the rooms and everything mixed up, but I'm actually recording this voiceover the day before it's supposed to go out, because I really want to get some pre-recording done, because I have a really busy month ahead of me. And obviously, you know, the new expansion pack is coming out at the basically kind of like the end of July. I think it's the 25th that it comes out, and I have a lot of ideas for that and all of that stuff, and I'm kind of in that like pre-expansion pack rut, if that makes sense, where everything that I want to do requires a new pack, but I don't have the new pack yet. So I'm slowly trying to work through my backlog of builds that I have done that I just need to edit and get out, because I have this one of 5 builds that I have already done that are already finished and just need editing, that I've been putting off forever because it requires a lot of editing, because there was a lot of footage for these builds. They're all kind of like on the bigger side, so it took me a while to get them done. So I'm kind of slowly trying to work through them and like work through that backlog. And there's also like 8 builds that are work in progresses as well that I have sitting on my computer that I just need to finish. Some of them are very close to being done, some of them are only like halfway done, but there's a few of them that I need to work through slowly, and I'm trying to do that before the new pack comes out and before I kind of like have to start working on content with the pack, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm a little bit all over the place. I've had a really busy day as well, like in real life, a lot of cleaning, a lot of real life stuff going on. I finally got the rest of my subject books, because as you guys probably know, if you've been on the channel for a while, I'm in the process of getting my matric certificate, kind of like your GED in the US. And I just got all of my other books for like the 4 other subjects that I have to do. And I got all of the reading stuff as well for my 2 languages that I'm taking. And you guys, I haven't done proper like language schoolwork in years. It's been probably like a decade. So realizing that there's a lot of reading that I have to do for those subjects is kind of daunting, because I love reading, but I love reading fun things, or things that are fun to me, if that makes sense. And I have to read stuff like for my English class, I have to read Hamlet. I have to read Hamlet, and I have to read something by Oscar Wilde. It's somewhere in my room, but it's like I think it's like the one book that Oscar Wilde wrote, and I think it's something about a grey man or something like that. And I have to read that, and I have to read like Philosophent, which is in Afrikaans. It's one of my Afrikaans reading books. But I have to read that and like 2 other Afrikaans books, and I have to read like 15 poems for each language. And I hate poetry. I will be the first person to tell you that I hate poetry. There are some poems that I do like, that, you know, I would read, but usually for me poetry is very kind of like abstract, if that makes sense, or at least the poetry that I've seen has been all very kind of like abstract, and I don't like abstract things. I don't like abstract, especially reading. I don't like that. I don't vibe with that. So the fact that I have like 15 poems for each language that I have to read and understand is a whole thing that I'm dreading. And like, I'm just thinking about all of the essays that I'm going to have to write. I hate writing as well. I really struggle with putting my thoughts into words, and especially having to write those words down. So I've always hated essay writing, so I'm really, really dreading all of that stuff. So my brain is kind of just in a flat spin a little bit, thinking about all of the like language things that I have to do, and like all of the reading. The reading, like I said, I like reading, but I like reading things that interest me. None of the things that I've gotten that I have to read interest me, especially the Afrikaans ones. I'm a native Afrikaans speaker. It's my first language, but I despise reading stuff in Afrikaans. Like, I hate it with a fiery burning passion. So I am dreading having to read those things, because all of the books that I have to read are like 300 plus pages. They're not short books, they're quite chunky books. So, and I mean, obviously Hamlet isn't really a book, it's a play, but I still have to read the whole thing. So yeah, it's kind of like my brain is all over the place, because I have those languages, and then all of my other subjects are kind of like businessy type stuff. So I have like business studies and economics and accounting, and I'm just dreading it. So Yeah, it's a lot. My brain is a little bit all over the place. And like I said, I have a very busy month ahead of me. So I'm very tired, but I'm also hyper because I'm tired. I'm one of those people when I get really, really tired, I get very hyper and talkative and I talk a lot. So yeah, that is what is currently happening in this voiceover. So apologies that I've rambled over the last couple of, bedrooms basically that we've done. We've done all of the bedrooms at this point. We've moved on to the outside. We have a little outside space. I do include a couple of planters because, one of the Sims is really into gardening, so there's a lot of planting space. I have an outside grill and bar. I end up putting, I believe the woodworking table stays there as well. Obviously there's a little seating area. I also put down another records player as well, just, so that they can have some music outside. But that is basically it for this build, you guys. Obviously there's a little front patio kind of thing as well that we have already done. But that is basically going to be it for this build, and we will actually go into the game in just a second to take a proper look at the build, in the game, all done. And I can show you guys the stuff that I had to cut out, like obviously the entryway and all of the bathrooms and all of that stuff. So yeah, we will go ahead and check that out in just a second. But I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, it is up on the gallery if you want to go ahead and download it. It's completely custom content free. So there's no CC in this. You don't need any CC or mods to download it. I didn't pack restrict it though because it is for my save file and I don't pack restrict my save file builds. But yeah, it is up on the gallery if you want to go ahead and download it. All of the download information, gallery ID, gallery link, all of that stuff will be in the description as always. And yeah, let's go on ahead and jump on into the game and take a look at this build. Okay, so here we are in the game, and this is what the build will look like on the gallery. It's called the Sequoia Retirement Home. It has a couple of lot traits. It's built on a 40 by 30 lot and 7 bedrooms and 8 bathrooms. But yeah, like I said, it will be up on the gallery. It does use a bunch of different packs, obviously. But yeah, it is up there if you guys want to go ahead and download it. And this is what it looks like in the game. It's built on the 13 Acacia Avenue lot in San Sequoia. But yeah, this is what the exterior looks like. So yeah, obviously this is the front where you walk in. I love this like craftsman, almost craftsman mid-century vibe that I went for. And I love the way this build turned out. But yeah, so we have a couple of different entrances to this lot actually. So obviously we have the front entrance that leads you into basically like the little reception area. But there's a couple of side entrances as well. So over on this side we have one where there's a couple of bikes parked, and this leads you into a little hallway. And then on the other side we actually have another little side entrance where we have the bins. So you can come in here into another little hallway as well. So basically just, the Sims that live here, obviously there's kind of like 2 wings to the home. And then there's obviously the middle like communal area. So they all have their kind of like little side entrances if they don't want to enter through the front every time. But yeah, this is the little entryway that I had to cut out of the video. So we have a little reception desk. We have a little bookshelf over there in the back, some seating. We do have a little guest bathroom over here as well, just toilet, sink. And then this leads you into all of the hallways and into obviously the main living area. So this is the little living room space with big TV, a lot of seating. We have a big dining space as well. We have a little like, obviously we have a little archway with some signage to tell you like this is the kitchen. We have double stoves, I almost said ovens. Double stoves, double fridges, more than one Sim basically can do some cooking in here if that, that's basically what I was going for. And then that off of the kitchen, we actually have a little laundry space as well with some washers and dryers, so storage, all of that stuff. And then the the dining room. Where is my head? So the dining room has access obviously to the back patio area, which we will get to in just a second, but let's finish the tour of the inside first. So going to the left of the living room, we actually have the little office space, and this is a regular computer. So yeah, we have a computer over there, some more bookshelves, a little chess table, some seating. So that's a little office space. We have obviously a little hallway as well with, you know, some signage to tell you, like, you know, all of the garbage disposal is out that way. We have a little fish tank. This is Sebastian's bedroom. So we have Sebastian's bedroom in here, a little yellow bedroom. They all have, I believe, their own closets as well, and they all have their own ensuite. So this is his ensuite. You know, they all have their own desks and computers and all of that stuff, but that's his room. Across from his room, we have, I believe, Vion's bedroom. So the one that's like really into botany and plants and stuff. So yeah, he has a little bit of a darker bedroom, a little bit more earthy, if that makes sense, with all of the browns, and there's a lot of plants in here as well. And then his like separate little ensuite. Next to him, I believe this is Ricardo's bedroom, if I'm remembering correctly. Ricardo actually has his own TV. This is the like picture TV, the frame TV. But yeah, he has his bed, he has a little boxing bag, obviously desk, all of that stuff. I did playtest this, so they can get around the bed, they can, you know, use the closet, they can use the boxing bag. And then obviously, you know, he has his own own bathroom as well. And that's all of the bedrooms on this side of the house. But on the other side of the house, so going back through the entryway, we have to the right, we have the kind of like communal gathering party room, basically. So with the like a record player, games table, dartboard, you know, piano, all of that stuff. Then we have a little hallway with another little chess set. And then kind of just, you know, obviously some more signage, all of that stuff. But the first bedroom in this hallway is actually that like kind of, I guess, neutral, empty bedroom, I guess you would say. So this is just the one that I kind of furnished very generically. I didn't put any personality into it. That I thought could be for either one of your Sims or any other Sim that you would want to move in here. They do have their own bathroom as well. But yeah, that's the kind of like extra bedroom. But the bedroom over on this side is, I believe, like I said, Serena, like the author's bedroom. So she does have a little bit of a bigger bedroom, not gonna lie. This one is probably one of the bigger rooms. But yeah, it's very blue and green and white. Obviously, own bathroom, all of that stuff. Some books, some, you know, her writing desk. Maybe these are books that, like, book covers that she's published over the years. And she has, like, them blown up and, like, framed and stuff. I really like that idea. And then across the hallway, we have, I can't remember, Ilsa. Yeah, Ilsa is the one that's like really crafty and like really into art and stuff. So this is her bedroom, pink and yellow. And she has a little painting corner over there. Obviously, you know, own desk, all of that stuff. I put a couple of pictures on the walls that I thought looked like maybe she painted them and had them framed or something. So yeah, we have that. We have obviously her bathroom as well. And then next door to her, we have Constance's bedroom. That's a little bit more, I don't want to say sophisticated, but a little bit fancier. There's a couple of like fancier things like that end table, you know, like all of the jewelry displays and fancy little tray. Maybe like this is a very antique desk or something. And, you know, it's very old, very precious. And yeah, she is kind of into the violin. So she does have a little violin over there. It's not a little one. I believe this is the stupidly expensive one. No, it's not the stupidly expensive one, luckily. But yeah, she does have a violin, basically, is what I was getting at. And then over here, I thought would be like mementos from her husband. Like maybe she really misses him. So she has his old watch, maybe like a picture of him. Maybe that's like a family picture and their like wedding certificate or something that she has framed. And then obviously, you know, she has her own bathroom as well. But that's basically the entire like interior of the house. Obviously we do have this little like front porch area with a, you know, little picnic table. We have some plants in there. We have another easel, some seating, some more plants. I have a lot of rocking chairs all over the place, you guys will notice. But then going to the back, we have some more planter pots. We have obviously more seating. We have the handiness table, another record player, the bar and grill area, a big picnic table, and then just some landscaping. We have a little fire pit over here, as well as another little outdoor like table area, some more plants. Some of them are like fruit and vegetables, some of them are just flowers. And then over here on this side, all fenced in nicely, is the really big pool, actually. Quite a big pool, some lounges. We have the, you know, like waterfall rocks from the Riviera Retreat kit. We have a couple of lounge chairs and some umbrella tables and all of that stuff. But yeah, that is basically the entire build, you guys. Here's a little floor plan look in case you wanted to see it from like top down. So yeah, this is the whole house. Like I said, it is up on the gallery if you want to go ahead and download it. But yeah, that is it for this build, you guys. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed how it turned out and that you have fun with it if you do end up downloading and playing with it. But yeah, let me know what you think about this build. What's your favorite part of it? If you think that it could be something that could be useful for your gameplay, let me know. And yeah, if you liked the video, give it a like. If you're new to the channel and want to see more Sims content, obviously feel free to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell as well to be notified of whenever I upload new videos. Like I said, I will be getting early access to the Sims 4 Love Struck expansion pack because I'm part of the creator network. I don't know exactly when that will be. Obviously, you know, I probably won't be able to tell you guys as soon as I know. But as soon as I'm allowed to say when I get access to it, I will let you guys know. And obviously, I will let you know as soon as I start posting new content and early access content with it. I have a lot of really fun plans for it as well. So yeah, keep an eye out on the channel for that. And also, I have a community tab post up, but you guys can just let me know in the comments of this video. If you have any suggestions or ideas for stuff that you would like to see with the new expansion pack when it's out, definitely go ahead and let me know that, because yeah, I love hearing from you guys. I love hearing your ideas and all of that fun stuff. So yeah, go ahead and let me know. But with all of that rambling out of the way, I'm gonna go ahead and like log off. I hate these stupid pop-ups that always interrupt my outros when I'm trying to do an outro. I'm not cutting that out because it's hilarious to me as well. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, like I said. And I will talk to you guys all in my very next video. Bye everyone.